Are you guys ready for a Christmas shine run? I know I sure have. It's been a long time and I get dozens and dozens of requests. When are you guys going to do another moonshine run? Well, we're going to do one over the holidays, and we're starting a couple weeks early from when you'll see this video. And I've got my two able assistants here. There's Domino, and we've got Georgie. Just had a hot dog. Domino, what are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? You want a belly scratching? Huh? Is that what you want? You want a belly scratching? Huh? You're the laziest hound dog. The laziest hound dog. Huh? Well, I've been working out here, and Jen's been helping me a bit too. We had to clean the barrel up on the inside. Our fermenting barrel here. Still got a little bit of stuff in the bottom, but that's inconsequential. I'm also cleaning out the still over here. You can see that's not too appealing looking, even though I pretty much cleaned this out before. It's been a while since it's run, so the water's going to be a little bit funky. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this, and got my water hose in here, and pop some more water in here and get this as clean as possible. Probably a little bit easier if I just take this off and let that flow, although it kind of drops on the towel, but I specifically toweled this floor. Let's see. Still pretty yucky stuff coming out of here. Definitely the least glamorous job in the distillery. So if you want to have a career in being a distiller, it all starts here with cleaning equipment. Worst job, but it's got to be done. And I'm just working the hose around in there. I think we're making pretty good progress on that. Get all of that goo out. Kind of looking down there. And I'd say it's definitely looking a lot cleaner. So we'll just keep put a little more water through there, and that helps break up any goo. All right. Cleanup is done. We got our pot scrubbed out here for making up our mash. Guys, let's get to it. We're making moonshine. Woo! First thing I want to do, well, you want to make sure things are pretty clean. They don't have to be perfect. I get a lot of people comment on the channel, oh, you don't have sterile conditions. No wonder your mash is sour. Well, it's supposed to be sour after all the sugar has been consumed and turned into potential alcohol. Hello, that's exactly what it's supposed to be. And if you think that moonshiners take time to work under sterile conditions, you got another think coming. I mean, there's some really bad notions out there. So people don't put their attention on the right thing when it comes to making shine, and the right thing is the mash. You've got to put all of your attention to the mash. And when you're using Red Star yeast like I like to use, you have a yeast that's very forgiving. It's not a frumpy yeast like the Champagne EC118 and some of the other ones. It's a very good general duty from 50 degrees all the way up to about 110 degrees. It just rocks. We're fermenting here where we get frost at night, okay? I don't usually run. Most of the distillers don't run in winter time doing mashes and stuff because of the requirement of keeping large batches at above, you know, around 90, 100 degrees. But we're doing a Christmas batch here, right? So got to save room because I'm going to put 2 pots of grains. I'm going to fill this up with 2 times. But we're going to get our water boiling first. You've got to be ultra careful here. The propensity for injury is high when doing this. Now, what do I use? We like to use what's called a Cobb's. And we use the Cobb's Sweet. It has corn, oats, barley, and sometimes I think it has molasses. Sometimes we get it with, sometimes without. I think for the winter feed, we generally do it. Might have some in there, I'm not sure. Kind of too lazy to look down, but yeah. I think it's also, they call it Cobb's Sweet. I think it also has some other ingredients. I don't know. But anyway, it's what we use, and this stuff works great. If you can get this. So I'm going to get this on the stove, the shine pot, and the mash pot here, and then we'll get going. I used to put the grains in early and then stir it in and bring it into a boil. And then in talking with the boss, our master distiller, even though he ain't a southern boy, he suggested, why don't you boil the water first and then add the grains? And of course that's a great idea because you have no chance of scorching the grains. And we want to cook this, we want to cook these grains until they split open and yield all of their starches to the water here. Now, real whiskey makers, they don't use sugar as part of the distilling process. They'll take the mash up to 172 degrees, then they'll add malted barley to it, and at that temperature the malted barley converts the enzymes, the long grain starches, into sugars, and that's what they distill off. We do it a little different. We do it real country style here, by having the sugar used as our big body of fermentables in there. We use a 50-pound bag of sugar, and within 10 days, maybe 2 weeks because it's winter time here and we will be using a heat source in there, within 2 weeks all of that sugar will have been turned into potential alcohol. The sweetness will disappear. So when I talk about the mash are soured off real good, I don't need anything to tell me when a mash is ready. All I need to do is dip in a little bit, have a taste of it, and if that mash is sour, then I know I'm going to have a great run. If it's sweet, then it's going to be a struggle to extract that ethanol. Okay, that's the deal. You want it sour. So when you're talking about that mash, the sour taste is what you want, not to be confused with sour mashing. Okay, it's very important distinction there. Okay, so we're making the straight Christmas shine run here. This is going to have to run for about 2 weeks before Christmas, because given the fact we're going down to the low 30s at night and maybe the upper 50s, low 60s during the daytime, we're kind of out of the range of our yeast. I watched my grandma make moonshine for many years when I was growing up. So when I thought I got interested myself to carry on a little bit of the family tradition, I really struggled back in 2013, 2012, 2013, really struggled with getting a decent ferment going. And the boss would come here, drive the 55 miles to be here on a Saturday morning early, getting up early, his day off, come up here and do a run. Well, the problem was sometimes the run was okay, and we had a much smaller setup using this as our still pot. But sometimes, you know, we were just boiling water, you know, and not pulling off the extract because the ferment was just not right. I went crazy experimenting with different yeasts and things and got so frustrated. And finally, you know, I was in a baking supply. I like to bake bread. I like to make baked goods. And I picked up a thing of this Red Star active dry yeast. It's in all the restaurant supply stores. It comes out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, from the Lessa-Free yeast company, yeast corporation up there. And this was like heaven. When I hit this stuff, I could ferment from 50 degrees to like 100, almost 120 degrees. And this stuff just kicked butt. I was starting to have conversions that were like 90% and sometimes 100%. My sugars would dissolve to the point that I had less than, you know, that's not going to mean a lot to you, but on the refractometer, less than 1.0 in there, which showed a total conversion of sugars to potential alcohol. And I really think Red Star yeast is the thing that helped me turn the corner. And this stuff is cheap. I mean, this is a moonshiner's best friend. So don't fool around with the turbo yeast, oh, guaranteed 20% yield and stuff. You're going to impart weird flavors. Be satisfied with like a 10%, 10 to 15% yield, okay? It's a lot of alcohol, okay? No sense being greedy, but this Red Star yeast rocks. Ooh, there's the Norwegian distilling princess, the Moonshine princess here. Hi, honey. Welcome back.
Oh, that's sweet.
All right. And we're doing this on Jen's birthday. What a birthday treat for her, huh?
Yeah.
We're making shine. Well, we're not making shine right now, are we, Jen? We got a problem here.
Yeah.
What do we got?
The corn oats barley went bad.
Went bad. It's been sitting too long here. And it's funky and it's not usable. It's all moldy and stuff, and if you try to use that, you're gonna have a really crappy taste and shine. So, you know what, guys? We're off to pick up a new bag. Luckily, we're real close to the feed store, so let's get on our way. Hold down the home front. The distilling queen is on the way. Woo!
Guess what?
Oh, you got your iPhone protective case there, huh?
Military grade iPhone.
That's good. They won't be seeing this till Christmas, but yeah, there it is. Awesome sauce. Look good. All right, so I'm off to the grain dick here, huh? All right. Woo. Okay. Lucky our feed supply store is really close here, which makes it nice. I don't come that often anymore. It's somewhere. Yeah, here we got thing. Might be going in the back way. Is this it? A little further up. I think it's right up here. Western Market, yeah, right here. This is it, yeah. It shouldn't be too crowded today, huh? Famous last words. Let's go in and let's get a bag of cobs, okay? Park over here because the guy's gonna have to haul the grain out of the barn over here, okay? Western Farm Center. Is that the sweet?
What?
Is that the sweet?
Yeah, it's the color molasses.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Okay, just throw that right in there. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, have a good one.
Alright, let's get rolling. Woo! Okay, mission accomplished. We got that in the back. Thought as long as we're out and over this, I don't get over this way too often. I'm only minutes from the house, but thought I would show you the other round barn. You know, we had the big Fountain Grove round barn burn, and this is the one that they really, before, the Fountain Grove red barn wasn't really restored too much, but this is called the Turk round barn here, and it's much more restored. This is a beautiful one, and they have events in here. It's a much smaller one, I think, than the other one, but these things get rarer and rarer. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful, beautiful building. Hopefully they'll rebuild the Fountain Grove round barn. Okay, well, let's get home. We've got some shine to make. Again, don't use rotten ingredients or you'll have rotten shine. It's 15 bucks for a bag, you know, not bad. If I had a little rye, I would throw that in too, but I'm not going to run up to the wine and beer shop to pick up rye. So, all right, let's get home. There's the Redwood Gospel. Jesus feeds, we save. Woo! I got that backwards. Jesus saves, we feed. Funny. Beautiful Hotel La Rose. Beautiful 4th Street at Railroad Square. Back to the hood, the wrong side of the tracks.